Time for Law and Disorder.
I demand a lawyer.
With attorney Jeff Kaufman on 101.1 WJRR.
We are Orlando's rock station, and on Mondays, Jeff Kaufman, a partner at Kaufman Lynd, local personal injury firm here in Central Florida, comes in and is generous with his time, tries to provide some free legal advice and guidance for you, accepting your questions at 22526. If we don't get to yours, don't sweat it. You can always get a hold of Jeff if you or someone you know has been involved in a slip and fall or an accident, and you're thinking you might need a lawyer to get involved. It's good to find out, hey, does your situation even really warrant that, by making the call to Jeff?
Yeah, do you need to spend the money? Jeff will let you know. His direct email is jeff@whenyouneedus.com, or pound 546 on your cell is another way to get in touch with him, or just call 407-500-JEFF. What's up with your little AirPods there?
They don't seem to be working, but it happens.
You're gonna go naked, as we call it here.
Yeah, well, you're only 2 feet from me, so I think I'm good.
Yes, you're going smokeless.
Can you hear it, Jeff? Yeah. Is this on?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I'm going to take off my headphones just to make you feel more comfortable.
I'll monitor the levels of all three of us over here through my headphones and aim for technical precision.
We have a lot of questions coming in. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Doing
real
good?
No complaints.
Jeff's off to Comic-Con this week.
When do you leave?
I leave today, but I'll still catch our show on Monday remotely, if that's possible.
I'm wondering, when you say you'll catch it, I'm thinking if it's a flight. We've had a few of those where you go, Taco, can we bump it to tomorrow? Missed my flight.
So you'll be on 5-something or 4-something.
It'll be
West Coast time.
4:40 West Coast time.
Well, if that's how you want to do it.
But yeah, I get to take my vacation every year by going down and signing my new books.
You have a tent set up then, obviously. And
Jeff writes comic books, too.
Inside.
Yeah.
The books he talks of.
Yeah, we have a nice booth. It's going to be really cool. We're going to have a good time.
So if you're out at Comic-Con, or for any of our listeners over there, stop by, see Jeff. What about, speaking of flights and stuff, is there any way that people that were affected by Friday's debacle, who could they go after
Which
with that?
spilled into the weekend, too.
Well, the question is, whose fault is it?
CrowdStrike.
Is that what?
CrowdStrike, that the software update that went all sideways and took down the Microsoft cloud services of their customers. That's basically what they had to roll it back. And
well, the company that is responsible for it, what's so weird is the companies who haven't updated Windows in forever were the only ones not affected.
Right. Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Finally, the ones who, like us, that don't do these things.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I could just talk for myself.
Our stuff worked all fine here.
Yeah, that's the way that works. That's always a weird thing when that happens. You're like going, wow, so the least dependable people are the ones who were okay.
You said it spilled into the weekend. My friend that was stuck in Japan is still stuck in Georgia. He's hadn't been home. He was supposed to fly out Friday from Japan and just...
Well, my flight says it's still on, but we'll see.
Wait, is he in Japan or is he in Georgia?
Now he's in Georgia. He was able to get a flight from Japan to wherever over here. Now he's in Georgia, but he's been stuck there since Sunday.
Rent a car, man.
Or Saturday. Something to do with all the rental cars were out. It's a debacle.
Big red bus.
It's crazy.
No, that's the Bloodmobile thing.
Yeah.
What's the $5 bus?
It's the...
Is it 50 or 5?
The red bus?
The red bus? The one out of New York?
No, the one that runs between here and Atlanta.
Oh, I thought it goes to New York, too.
It probably does.
It goes all over. All over.
Because they're delivering mail. That's the people don't realize that they're just basically shipping.
Really?
Yeah, they can't do it. You think they could pay for all that gas with 50 people or 100 people for $500?
Free Wi-Fi.
So they're doing mail as well?
They're delivering whatever needs to be delivered, like cargo and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I never do that. See,
that's why you can't bring a bag.
All right,
something like that.
If I report my job to the health department for black mold in the building, are they able to fire me?
I don't know if they can do it under the whistleblower statute, but they can just fire you for the hell of it in Florida.
All right.
How's that?
Yeah.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because you really couldn't prove it and say, well, I reported them for black mold. That's why they fired me. You can't.
Because you're not loyal. That's how come.
If a rent to own.
Take a picture of it and send it to the health department.
They already reported them, I'm guessing. Oh, no, they're saying FI report.
Yeah, anonymous works, dude.
Yeah. If I rent to own, if a rent to own contract states that you're going to receive your title within 15 days of full payment of the home from the property owner, but then they sell the property to a new management group and you've paid your home off and they don't give you the title within the stated time, can you sue for your title?
It's not within the stated time. When you get your title, you have to show you're really hurt.
They
by
sold the house twice?
Okay. What happened is they sold the rights to the home. Let's say you are renting somewhere and they sell the home 2, 3, 4 times. It really doesn't matter. My contract is my contract. The person who takes over takes the land based on the contracts on it, whether it be a land grant or something else like that. So your contract's still good. Whether you get it in 15 days or 20 days, you got to show you were really damaged in the long term. But yeah, they have to give it to you.
Okay. So go after them. Oh, Megabus, guys. Thank you.
Megabus.
Thank you. At 22526.
Isn't it just the regular size bus? It's not like a bigger bus than normal.
It's mega. It's
hey, it costs $5 to go from here to Atlanta. I know it's only like 3 seats on the entire bus that are at that price point. But hey, anyway, that's mega in my world, man.
And plus, I think it's like double decker, guys.
I think so. Yeah, I think
yeah, that's why it's the mega.
Yeah. Free Wi-Fi.
Can you sue a used car dealership if you purchased a vehicle that was not or that doesn't have functioning airbags? They said it was a fuse, but it wasn't.
No, there's as-is issues and things like that. That's the problem when you buy a used car.
Don't most of them have that sticker on the window that says this vehicle being sold?
Some of them are. I mean, like the lemon law, some of that doesn't apply to used cars. It's a hokey deal, so you got to really look at your contract when you get it, because used cars sometimes in these lots, these special lots, are not that great.
Buy here, pay here.
Yeah.
Been there, done it. Is it discrimination if a company tries to pass a no tattoo policy? When I was hired 3 years ago, I was asked if I needed to cover my tattoos, and they said no, I was fine. And now they're trying to make a no tattoo policy.
Well, discrimination is based on race, religion, creed, color, sexual orientation, nationality, not whether you put a Mickey on your shoulder. So
it does seem crappy.
You do not get protected because of tattoos. Now, certain jobs, certain places you go to they have rules in their own books that say that it's okay. Now, they can always change that rule later on. But if your contract is based on following a certain set of rule books or a handbook, then they might have to comply. But it doesn't sound like you're one of those guys.
Would seem crappy, though, if it was okay when he was hired and now they're changing it and they don't at the very least grandfather those people who are in that situation.
Listen, when we use those, yes, this could be less crappy. Do they have to be? No. So when we use the word discrimination, we got to make sure you are a protected class. And the tattoo class has yet, no federal court or the U.S. Supreme Court has not changed our rules, and the Supreme Court has not, and the Congress has not changed the U.S. Constitution to cover tattoos.
Well, so if it's a lady with tattoos, does that work?
Nope. Still a tattoo.
What about a black lady with a tattoo?
Still a tattoo.
Okay. Just checking out. If my son is...
I was waiting for you to escalate that one more step.
I was in a wheelchair.
I thought he was going to go through there are a couple more you could have done.
You could go.
Oh, yeah. It's with a gender.
You could have done a lot.
A black lady with tattoos in a wheelchair with a wiener.
From another country.
Yes. Beirut. Okay. If my son is 18 with a car in his name and insurance in his name, but he lives with me, does that wall off liability to me that he has his own car insurance in his own car?
Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's where you live. It really depends on all the policies involved. Now, you have to understand when it comes to accident attorneys and things like that, because I am one of them, we don't go after people's personal stuff. If there's insurance, there's insurance. If there's not, there's not. Sometimes based on the household that your policy might cover his, you got to contact your insurance carrier and find out.
Okay.
Jeff, could you guys, if you wanted to go after someone's
property,
home, you could?
Yeah, what happens
none of them do.
You don't normally do it because one of the things, if they have insurance, you normally sign off on it. Now, the state of Florida is a judgment. really tough. It's a judgment-proof state. So even if somebody's absolutely responsible, they can protect their assets and joint assets and things like that. So it's a real pain in the ass to do it. And, you can just wind up spinning your wheels for years. Now, there are businesses that try to get away with not having insurance. Like we had a guy who was, let's just say he was providing an amusement kind of product, and somebody was hurt on his product. And he goes, well, that's okay. I don't have insurance. I said, well, then we'll take the product that you're using for this amusement. And suddenly he was able to take care of this person's medical aid.
Oh, like you have a Ferris wheel in your custody.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Do you know that every fair, they only insure that one ride? So they could have like 50 different companies for every ride. So when the fair comes to town and they go, well, this ride is its own LLC. And this ride is its own LLC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of scammy.
Creative.
Makes it even
Don't
shadier.
get on those things, I'm telling you. Because if you get hurt,
Yeah, we've seen it where it flings them out in the parking lot.
Oh, God, I don't even think about that.
All right, just like Pat said earlier, if we didn't get to your question, we'll print them up. Don't worry. To get in touch with Jeff directly, if you have a personal injury situation, Jeff at whenyouneedus.com. We know many people he's represented, including us for certain other things. But anyway, great guy. Jeff at whenyouneedus.com or pound 546 on your cell, or just give him a buzz at 407-500-JEFF.
All right, Jeff, safe travels out to San Diego.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
We'll
Talk to you from the West Coast next Monday morning. It'll be very early for you.
Bright and early.
A little early. All right. Lynch and Tacos, commercial-free workday rock block coming up next. Stand by.
Lynch and Taco.